all of the tariff energy, in my opinion, should be focused on China. We are far too reliant on China, from lithium ion to rare earth minerals to vitamin C to vitamin D. We make no vitamin C in our own body. You need vitamin C literally to live. China has cornered the ascorbic acid market, which is vitamin C. All of the tariffs should eventually be focused on China. That I completely support. Canada, Mexico, we need better deals.
All right, so let's listen to Charlie's idea of Trump good news policy and, of course, a college student objective. So let's get on to it.
Hi, Charlie and
How are
Aiden. Just want to start by prefacing a couple things, and sorry about those first couple people, especially the second one. That's absurd.
You don't have to apologize to me, but yeah.
Well, I don't want that to be how we represent Boise State, because that's not how I feel like we represent Boise State. So, and then just a couple other things. I'm just kind of getting into politics, but I do have a disagreeing point, and I wonder if you can fill me in on some things. So, as you know, we get a lot of our imports from Canada, like semiconductors, microchips, oil, Mexico, fruits and vegetables, and, pharmaceuticals from China and
Avocados
India.
from Mexico.
Avocados. There you go. I'm wondering if you think it's a good idea what Trump's doing in imposing all of these tariffs at once, rather than maybe taking a couple years to build factories and train workers to gradually improve domestic production. Just wondering your thoughts on that.
First of all, we're in the midst of a 90-day pause. I think that was prudent. All of the tariff energy, in my opinion, should be focused on China. We are far too reliant on China, from lithium ion to rare earth minerals to vitamin C to vitamin D. We make no vitamin C in our own body. You need vitamin C literally to live. China has cornered the ascorbic acid market, which is vitamin C. All of the tariffs should eventually be focused on China. That I completely support. Canada, Mexico, we need better deals. We should not be reliant on importing electricity from Canada. At any time, they can shut you off. Now, I fully acknowledge that a trade deficit in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing. Do you know when a trade deficit is bad? When that other country can shut you off from trading. That's really bad. And that's what the Chinese can do. You become a vassal state,
Well, that's what they are doing right now, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that proves the point, actually. That proves that we are too reliant on them. Rare earth minerals, we need to mine them again. We need to bring industrial manufacturing jobs back to this country, which I'm very hopeful that we'll do. Just today, we saw Toyota and Hyundai announce multi-billions dollars of investment. NVIDIA yesterday announced a $500 billion investment in the United States of America. Donald Trump has brought over $2 trillion of investments already back to this country. And tariffs as a leverage tool are largely to thank for that.
Yeah. So then why have they kept getting paused and rethought over? What's the deal behind that? Why can't we just go through
Well,
with
the
it?
Chinese ones are not paused. That's important. Understand that. So the Chinese ones are not paused. The other ones are paused because the strategy, as we are now learning, was a shock and awe strategy to get people to the table to show Vietnam, Japan, and South Korea. Those are the three big ones, in particular, that we mean business. Now, why does Vietnam matter? Vietnam matters because so many thousands of jobs, millions of jobs left China and then went to Vietnam as a way to try to weaken China. And so, in my opinion, I like tariffs, the forcing function to bring people to the table.
Yeah, I see your point, but when tariffs were created, the whole point of them was not just to make money and conduct business. It was to promote domestic production.
Well, there's
right?
three. You're right. Sorry to interrupt. So there are two stated goals of tariffs. Trump has invented a third. So the first stated goal of the tariff is to create tax revenue so that the government can be funded. The second of which is also kind of national security, to protect industry.
Yeah.
Trump has invented a third. It's used as a negotiating tool.
Unfortunately.
Well, I think it's actually fortunately. Look at how great these deals are that are going to be brokered. You'll see these countries would not be coming to the table nearly as fast or as focused if it wasn't for Trump slapping tariffs on them. So thank you for your question. Do you want a hat?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, when I saw this very video that Charlie made, and then he was talking about a good news about Trump tariff, I was thinking that we'll start seeing the prices of grocery going down. That's just the first thing that comes to my mind. I was expecting that prices of grocery should go down. things should be better for the middle class, because at the end of the day, if you look at it, it's most of the capitalists, you understand, that end up, you understand, benefiting for all these things. But then what happened to the people, you understand, who actually voted for President Donald J. Trump? Are they really benefiting from what that is really happening on this tariff? Because at the end of the day, if you look at, you understand, most of the things that has been imported to America, at the end of the day, is the middle class that end up, in a sense, suffering from some of those things. Because if you look at it, understand, from people from the higher class, they end up, in a sense, benefiting, and then those makes up what most of the people that controls what the corporations, and then some of these corporations, some of these things don't necessarily actually, in a sense, affect them, but it's actually people, in a sense, from the middle class downward that end up, in a sense, suffering from some of these, in a sense, tariff. If you look at it, in a sense, price of egg, are they going down? Grocery, are they going down? Are they going up? Who is suffering? You understand? Now, Charlie's saying that the whole idea about all this tariff was for them to target China. I just felt that, of course, there are different ways or policy that government can kind of do, and then, of course, they can build some of this industry of things that they actually need in America, and then they end up, in a sense, creating a lot of employment instead of them what to says that they are targeting China, and at the end of the day, people in the middle class, in a sense, end up, in a sense, suffering from some of this policy. I feel that, and of course, it's not, in a sense, a good thing. And then if you look at it as in some of this tariff, I could say that it's something that maybe they could have planned for it, and it is something that has to be what on a long time plan that you have to think about, understand where are you going to build some of these sites, and then what are some of the things that we need. Since therefore we got to realize that country are now using some of these tariffs, you understand, as a negotiating tool, just like even being recognized, you understand, by Charlie Kirk. Because if you look at it, you understand, of course, if Trump, you understand, put tariff, you understand, in your country, he expects you to come, and then therefore they should negotiate. But then trust me, it's not everyone that will come to America to go and build factory in order for them to create employment. Whether we like it or not, of course, we'll still go to other nations. And then imagine that every country is also imposing tax. I think that that is not, in a sense, a good thing, because if you look at it, this tariff, in a sense, is actually backfiring on the middle class, and people are really suffering. So I was just actually expecting, in a sense, a good news from Charlie. But then, of course, I know that a lot of you have thought an opinion, in a sense, concerning some of these things, and I want you to drop it at the comment section. But then, do you think that whatever Trump is doing when it comes to the tariff imposition of tariff to different nations, do you think it's a good thing or is a bad thing? I would like to say at the comment section, and may God bless you as you do so. So have a wonderful day, and I see you in my next video. Goodbye.